Well, hello, welcome to I Love Gay today. And we're delving in the world of matchmaking today. We're here with Daphney Poyser. How are you?
I am wonderful. How
I've
are you?
loved I've loved getting to know you and your business over the last few weeks. And it's just because it's so unique what you're doing. You're in Dallas and you're in this part of the country where, especially when we're dealing with technology and so forth, but you've kind of managed to blend two worlds, the real world and matchmaking into the online. And tell us a little bit about that.
I actually started with technology. My background is technology. This company was like created right before the pandemic. Go figure, right? But the cool thing about it is that I always knew that there would be like this virtual side to the business no matter what, because I wanted to work with people all across the country and the world. That's kind of how we started. It's like we didn't know there was going to be a pandemic, but it really didn't bother us too much because we started with virtual and now, we're like all across the country and in some other country or our country, the US, right? Other countries across the world, helping people to find love and happiness.
But you've got like a whole background in this, so it's not just like a dating service or a online, like a Match.com. You really, it's much more involved than that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. One of the cool things that I like is I am a certified matchmaker, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I'm also a certified dating relationship coach, and I love every minute of that, right?
yeah.
And let me say this because I had no idea there was this thing called the Matchmaking Institute. And
Okay.
so I decided to become a matchmaker. And so I got certified by the Matchmaking Institute. It is a real thing. But we also have this whole process that we created when we were creating the company. We
Yeah.
sat down, I have a mini board, and we sat down and we build these processes. And we pretty much are using the same processes that we started with in 2020.
Yeah.
And the key is that we did what I call a proof of concept, being from technology.
Yeah.
We proofed it out. We spent about 6 months, we had a great, volunteer system at the time who helped us to see if this business would be sustainable. And here we are 3 years later. So
That's excellent. But you also, I noticed, being in Dallas, you've done events in the real world, like various matchmaking events, and you've got a whole series set for this year. And I love seeing that because that's also seems to set you apart.
I don't know that you can do singles, right, without events, right?
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
matchmaking. Like I love coaching, and I wouldn't do matchmaking if I couldn't do coaching. But
Yeah.
singles need stuff to do, right?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
need someone to bring them together. It's not always just about like me using my matching techniques for people. Sometimes it's just about like the fun of it all, right? And being able to come together with people with like mind and like minds and like interests. And
Yeah.
so yes, we have lots of events coming for this year in the Dallas area, and we also do virtual events for those people across the country and stuff. And the thing that I think separates us a little bit from other people is
Yeah.
that because I'm a date and a relationship coach, we do events for couples. I
Oh,
love to do events for couples, yes, because I was at an event last week, and talking to couples, they're not doing anything. They need stuff to do, right? And
yeah.
so
Yeah.
we are hosting events for couples to bring them together. And I love that idea because
Yeah.
once I match people, you put them in a relationship, then I coach them hopefully, and then they become a couple, and we
Yeah.
have to give them stuff to do, right?
Yeah. No, that's but even when you're talking about the couples, but on the single side, I thought it was unique when I was especially on Instagram, but you've got this whole single search program going on, and that seems I loved what I saw.
Let me tell you, I can I curse on here because I do curse
I
sometimes.
think so.
I am like this bold bitch, right? I'm like, if I don't ask, I don't get, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have this thing called single search that we do every Saturday on social media, but we do all the time, right? And
Yeah.
it's really me asking for people for my clients across the country, right?
Yeah.
And people, are like, what is this, right? And if you go back, and I'm a little bit older, so I can go back a little further, right?
Yeah.
But you go back to where we used to do these wonderful like newspaper ads, right? And and there were like these classified ads where people were looking for partners and people. And I
Yeah.
thought about that and I thought, why not, right? Why not just do something similar on our website, on social media, that, for those who are a little bit younger, it's something
Yeah.
new. But for
Yeah.
us who are a little bit older, it's just something that, people used to do a lot back in the day and a long, long time ago, right? They used to do this when they were looking for people.
Yeah. I always say once upon a time.
Yes, exactly.
Isn't it terrible when you're in your 50s and you start using that a little too often and you're like, yeah, once upon a time we used to do things this way.
I know. It's funny that you say that because I am in my 50s, and I'm getting ready to do a YouTube video this coming week about age, right?
Oh, wow.
Because it's a big deal for me. It's a big
Yeah.
deal that, for people who are a little bit older, right?
Yeah.
And they're looking for their person. They're looking for their life partner. And I
Yeah.
want them to know that it's okay, right? And it's okay for people to date age appropriately, right? It's not, you don't have to like, go down in age,
Yeah.
you can a little bit, but not too far, right? But
Yeah.
it's okay to find somebody who's your own age and to date them, right? And be in relationship with them.
Yeah. Well, you were talking about the videos, and I found that unique. And I see more on Twitter than anything else, but the videos you put out videos like a few times a week sometimes, but it's you and you're kind of talking to people and talking to them about different topics in the world of matchmaking.
Again, I'm a little bold, but no, I think that people need like real, life
Yeah.
information, experiences, knowledge, right? And people don't need people to BS them, right?
Yeah.
Matchmaking, dating, relationships, all of this stuff is hard, right? And so I want to be able to give people just like sensible information, right? What I would call common sense information, but what they say, common sense is not always so common, but it's like just to help people out. And I always like to do a certain amount of free. So every week we do this wing woman tip that we started when the first year in 2020, and we've been doing that ever since, right? And this is just stuff because I talk to so many people every week that stuff comes up and I'm like, let me talk about this, right? Let me talk about, embarrassing things, right? Which is what I'm talking about this week on YouTube is, what happens and how do you act when something embarrassing happens on a date, I
Yeah.
mean, do you just like melt or do you just like laugh it off, right?
Yeah. No, those are the little things that I think sometimes we take for granted in our life as especially I haven't dated in a very long time. So I think I forgot all that.
Well, good for you. Down there. And let me just say, I do focus on relationships too, because it's
Yeah.
important to me. Because there are a lot of couples out there, and if you've been together for a long time, sometimes you just need a little bit of like of a nudge, to rekindle, or to think differently about some things. And
Yeah.
so I do like to do, this no nonsense type of coaching for people. And it sometimes gets me in a little bit of trouble. But I'm okay with that. Because I would rather tell the people the truth, honey, than to not. I'm not going to tell you stuff that's not true. So,
I love that. You're going to be fun when I'm in Dallas in September for the Unleashed event. I really hope
yeah,
to be
we'll
able to
have to
connect
get
with you. We're going to
together.
have some fun.
Yes.
This is great. And I really appreciate that you were able to take a few moments of your time and just kind of share a bit of your story here with our audience as well.
I appreciate that. It's one of those things that I can't stop talking about, right?
Yeah.
I am so thrilled to be able to do what I do every day, thrilled to be able to tell everybody about this company called Fern Connections, right? Which started 3 years ago out of Dallas. And we are going strong. We are doing events. We are can I tell the people a secret?
Yes.
We just rolled out date planning, right? And we're
Okay.
doing date planning all across the country because this is something that we do internally. So we're doing a campaign right now. So if you see us on Instagram, honey, please, or wherever you see us, let us know because this is something that I'm really, passionate about because I want to put couples together. I want
Yeah.
people to
Yeah.
go out and have fun, right? And realize that just because you're in a relationship or you're you're starting a relationship, it doesn't have to be boring. It can be exciting. You can have a good time.
I love that. Well, thanks again. And like I said, look very much forward to connecting in the real world, and we'll chat soon.
It sounds good. Thank you. Have a good
Thank you.
weekend.
You too.
So good.